mission statement of ISB.
The vision.
Oh, the vision.
Yes.
The vision of ISB is to, can I take for a minute?
Yes, yes.
It is to create future leaders for the country. Does it have to be the exact format, or I can be what I perceive of it, right? So it's basically to create better leaders for the country as well as for the world through integrated thinking and a research-based approach. I think inculcating leadership within the students.
Okay, cool. So you got about 75% of it right. And in the interest of time, I'm not going to give out the answer now.
Okay.
So your next question is, attendance during speaker sessions and summits usually declines as the year progresses. How do you plan to handle this issue in your class, assuming you will become the president?
Sure. I think that's something that we're seeing right now, and it's only the beginning of the year. I think one easy way to make sure that a lot of people are attending events is by giving clear information on the agenda of the meeting and the timelines, and also giving an advance notice to everybody that such an event is coming in the following week, so we can better plan our schedule so that we can accommodate the various events that will be occurring at ISB.
Okay. The next question is the honor code policy at ISB as a covenant for anonymity. Okay. This means that the identity of the violator is kept strictly confidential, irrespective of the violation. This obviously is not the case in the real world, where identities are never kept confidential. And considering that it is important to reduce the number of violations in the school, do you think that this covenant should be reconsidered?
I think when the school decides to make such a big decision, like not letting the names out of the honor code violators, I think a lot of thought has been put in by the school and the management to come with such an answer. I mean, to come with such a way to carry things. So I respect that, and I do believe that we are all learning here, and I think there's a little bit of, although for the actions that we do commit, we have to receive the consequence, we have to face the consequences. I think it would really reduce the morale of the student if we put out the names out there, and they might just be put in as an outcast, and I think it will really affect them on the long run. So I think we should respect what the school has decided and continue to keep the anonymity clause.
So I'm going to probe you a little further. You've only taken up one side of the equation, which is the students' morale. What about the school's brand, which takes a beating?
Oh, you're talking about putting the name out to the world or within the school?
So there is an underlying assumption that when we do not have ethical, responsible leaders that we're grooming, if we're not ethical enough to be in this class, we will go out and do the same thing. So ultimately, the brand of the school takes a beating, right?
Correct.
So you just touched upon the morale of the students. What about the school?
I think that's a very valid point. I think once the name is put out within the school, it would spread like wildfire through the whole, probably the whole country. So I think that would also affect the brand ISB for everybody to know that such events are occurring on campus and people are not being sticking to the honor code. So I think it would definitely affect the brand ISB and put us in very bad light. So I think again I would stick with my answer of not putting the names of the violators out there.
Okay. So your next question is, if you are selected as the president.
Sorry, which number is this? Which question?
So if you are selected as the president, what legacy gift would you suggest to your class to leave behind?
One suggestion that I had actually put out in my manifesto was to have the bridge between, so basically the idea is that I wanted to have like an audio video portal, which is like a large screen with, where we can actually connect with the Mohali students. I thought that was a great idea because it's something that's going to have, so basically it's going to be a huge audio-video portal that will be set up at the atrium of the Hyderabad campus as well as the atrium of the Mohali campus, and through that we can actually see each other in a real-time basis. So I thought this would be a great idea because we can actually physically feel like we're there. It's going to get a lot of visibility because it's going to be at the atrium. And also during events, we print out a lot of banners and schedules and put it all over the campus. It'll be a really sustainable way to just have all banners display on the screen during major events and the schedules and speaker details put up on the screen. So it will be sustainable as well as a great way to connect with the Mohali guys. This could be a legacy that we could leave behind, or we could also look for sponsors who could donate such a screen and facility to us, which I think a lot of sponsors would be happy to do.
Okay, thank you. Last question. If you had to choose between an option that you sincerely believe is the best for all, or a mandate that is publicly popular but one you are not convinced is the best, what would you choose?
Could you repeat?
So you have an option, one that you think is sincerely best, and the other is a mandate that is publicly popular. What are you going to choose between the two?
I would choose the sincere option, the mandate. Although it sounds like it's not the popular choice, I would definitely go with that because I think as the JSB president, I hold the responsibility of taking decisions that would affect us in the long run. So instead of going for something that's popular and makes us happy in the short run, I'd rather choose something that would be good for the school in the long run.
Okay, thank you.